Right, let's go to my next guest. Let's talk about, oh God, don't even get me started on this. I need cannabis to calm down, to talk about e-scooters, e-bikes and cars that for yobs are wreaking havoc with. I love the word yob and havoc. We're doing very well here. But yobs who terrorise towns with off-road bikes, e-scooters and cars will have them crushed within 48 hours under new police powers. They want to reduce the time that police have to destroy thugs' vehicles from 2 weeks to 2 days, so they have less chance to retrieve them. Basically, there's a revolving door where lads have time to reclaim their bikes and cars, but carry on basically annoying their local areas. Let's talk to Sarah Gayton, who's Street Access Campaign Coordinator for the National Federation of the Blind UK. A very good afternoon to you, Sarah.
Afternoon, Julia.
Thank you for joining us. Now, I have to say, I mean, one of the big issues in our local area is people leaving their e-bikes. You've got the little parking areas for the e-bikes and the e-scooters, and then people just dump them on the pavement, in the middle of the pavement. They weigh an absolute ton. And I've got a friend who's blind, who lives, I know, walks along my street every single day, taking his kids to school and back. And I always move them out of the way, and other residents try to, but they are the bane of the local area. But that's just the ones that are parked, let alone the ones that are whizzing up and down the pavement.
Oh, absolutely. The parked ones all left dumped over the pavements. We've got a member of the National Federation of the Blind. He's tripped over them 6 times. Absolute nightmare, you know, and they are causing people injury. They're causing them obstructions and everything. So, you know, we would even call for these regulated e-scooters and e-bikes. Well, the e-scooters would be taken away. The e-bikes locked and docked like the Santander ones. There's solutions out there for that. But these illegal ones, Julia, are absolute nightmare. They are terrifying speeds. We've had over the past 2 weeks 3 people killed, one in Bradford, one in Sunderland, pensioners, and another pensioner in London that had been hit 6 weeks ago. Wow. There's an epidemic of people getting hurt, killed by these illegal e-bikes.
And people say, oh, but it's all green, it's all wonderful, but it's largely young people, very irresponsible. I mean, they've got no helmet, they've got their headphones on, they're zooming in and out of the traffic at high speed, they've got no lights, you know, they're wearing black, and they're also routinely on the pavement, weaving in and out of pensioners, you know, women, you know, pushing their buggies with their kids. I mean, they are dangerous at all. Is the answer just like, you know, crushing them within 48 hours? But what I don't understand is, if they're going to be taken away to be crushed, I don't understand why why someone has a right to get them back within 2 weeks. If they've got a right to get them back within 2 weeks, then they should be able to get them back within 48 hours. I mean, I'm not entirely sure that crushing these things is the issue, or is that only for the ones that are illegal?
I think the illegal ones crushed, like you said, 48 minutes. Absolutely, crush them in front of them. Just make them safe first and then get rid of them, because those batteries, you know, the e-bike batteries and the e-scooter batteries can just go up in flames. So, you know, get them off the streets. They are not safe at all.
And again, I know the fire brigades are saying constantly, a lot of the house fires are now being caused by people storing their e-bikes in their homes. And actually, this thing a lot of people don't realise, unless it's a rental e-bike, not allowed to be used on the public highway, and none of them are allowed to be used on pavements. I have to say, I see quite a lot of people who are frankly old enough and ugly enough to know better riding their scooters in that way. But this is the thing, so much of this is, it's not necessarily these particular youngsters, it's kind of a general breakdown of society, isn't it, about, I suppose, priorities and consideration for other people. I've always thought, walking along the street, you know, someone who is disabled or elderly clearly takes priority, and you should move out of their way with a smile, and make way for people with young children pushing a buggy, absolutely, you know, and then someone who's able-bodied like me, you know, I'm the one who should go into the road. Or it seems to me that so often just the general basic rules of civil society are just being ignored by a lot of people when it comes to dealing with people like people you're representing, particularly a disability like blindness, where you really do need people to be considerate.
Absolutely. We want our pavements back. They're basically overrun by these e-scooters, e-bikes and cyclists, you know, not on e-bikes. It's become, you know, it's our safe haven, it's our safe place to get from A to B. We know there's accidents and stuff that happen, but that is our place to move, to use guide dogs on, to use white canes and to use different mobility aids. And, you know, we welcome this announcement that, well, hopefully if it goes through, this taking away and crushing and getting rid of these totally illegal e-bikes.
But they have to be caught in the first place. I mean, I'm always remonstrating with the local police when you do see them. I saw them coming out of the mucking parked at McDonald's the other day, and I'm like, oh, good, I'm so glad there's 3 of you. Then they sat in a car, did nothing. And I watched about 10 bikes go through the red light and onto the pavement. I'm like, thanks, lads. Glad you're enjoying your chips, you know. But that's the thing. This only works if people are actually caught. And you're only going to be able to catch people, realistically, if people have to have licence plates. If when someone is on one of these, it is illegal to ride. They can literally be confiscated any day of the week. If you haven't got a licence plate and you can't prove you're the owner, that's it. It's taken away. Because we are going to have to get seriously tough, aren't we? Because more people are going to be injured and die.
Absolutely. I was out filming in London last week, and I caught a rented e-scooter go through down at St Thomas's, you know, outside down from Westminster Bridge. I've actually put that in. I put it in as an offence, and let's see if the police absolutely take that number and do
I'm going to tell you the answer to that right now. I have another solution, but I'm trying to work out how we can do this. There needs to be, what I'd like is wires going across pavements. Claire's looking happy about this. We need to develop some sort of wire that only hits people going at a certain speed on an e-bike or a scooter, but won't hurt anyone else. But it would cause a lot of physical injury. I'm just suggesting that would work.
Well, I think there should be an electronic tag or something that if you had to wire into the pavement physically down, so it wouldn't hurt them, but actually automatically register that vehicle has gone on the pavement or through a red light.
Absolutely.
It's a no-brainer.
Got to be licensed. They've got to be like. Also, here's the thing: make everyone. They have to wear a helmet. Same for cyclists. It would protect them, but also crucially, it would put a lot of them off, so they wouldn't be doing it. I just don't think we should run our entire world around 25-year-olds getting around quickly.
Can I just say as well, when they have these big, massive events in London, these big, like 100-mile cycle rides, cyclists have a number plate on them. They have an identification card that tells them their number. So they pay for that, quite a lot of money. So there is not a problem getting an identification number onto that bike. It's not
100 and insurance, the full work. Sarah Gayton, with you all the way between us. I wouldn't mess with her. I'm loving. That's a compliment, by the way, Sarah. Sarah Gayton from the National Federation of the Blind at UK. Claire, you looked very happy about that.
Yes, yeah.
Garrotting, only if it was the law. I'm not encouraging hurting people and breaking the law. I'm saying if we could change the law so we could legally do it.
Yes.
Absolutely in favour of it.
Yes, but I quite like that sort of chips in the pavement. So if it get one of these things that are unregistered, I think it should stop immediately. And
like the supermarket trolleys when people try and steal them.
Exactly.
We could listen between us, Sarah, Claire and me, we'll sort the world out.